那就是防空洞还没开的。
不可能吧？
还没开呀？
真的？
要7月份再开。
这个是防空洞的门。
哎呦，
我以为是一个像隧道一样的。
那个都是防空洞还没开呀。
Hey guys, welcome back. I can't believe I'm starting a video on my way out from a metro station, but that is because I'm in Chongqing, the vertical city, the cyberpunk city, where a metro line runs through a 19-story residential building. In a metro station sits nearly 100 meters underground. Hongtudi station, where I'm riding up from now, used to hold the record for the deepest station in the country. I'm now on my third escalator up, and I'm still far from seeing any daylight. So God bless Chongqing for keeping these escalators running, because I don't want to have to imagine having to walk up all these stairs if they ever break down. And the reason why it sits so deep is because it was designed to actually double as a bomb shelter, one of 1,600 air raid shelters carved into the rock beneath the city. So there's a whole underground road down here, originally built to protect civilians against the Japanese bombings during the Second World War, back when Chongqing served as China's provisional capital. And nowadays, many of them have been repurposed, transformed into hotpot restaurants, independent bookstores, and history museums. So in this episode, I'm going to take you guys around the underground world of Chongqing, hidden places that even locals would often walk past every day without ever realizing they're there. Starting with a farmer's market that's nestled inside yet another former bomb shelter just around the corner. Now that I'm entering this repurposed air raid shelter, I'm starting to feel a lot more self-conscious about my use of the word farmer's market, because I don't know if it might give off the wrong impression of organic kale, $8 sourdough, or even sometimes handmade candles. But it's definitely a lot less pretentious and more down to earth in the Chinese context. It's literally a market where farmers bring their freshly picked vegetables to sell. Only in this specific instance, many of them have come from quite far away, taking the first metro of the day for over an hour into the city. And the line that they take, line 4, is also sometimes alternatively known as the basket line because of, as you can see, many of them come with their bamboo back baskets. The most traditional and also practical vessel for carrying heavy goods when navigating this very vertical city.
你菜都卖完了？没了，真的，生意这么好。这里面好多人哦，我没有想到有这么多人，好热闹。
这还不多。
真的吗？
现在不多。
可是我以为周六最多人了。
原有去年的时候还要多。
哦，是吗？
真的。
现在这些都是街坊邻居来买吗？
不是，他这儿是我们石川原先我们石川政府搞的，原先我们石川政府就是说。四
川政府，不是重庆政府。
不是，石川政府的办的搞的，等于说他是我们石川那边有些是开发了，有些没有开发，他的那种都是属于照顾那些背单儿。照顾那些平民百姓，因为现在我们那个4号线呢，他都给我们提前了半个小时了，从6点1要起，其余那些都是6点半加门。
现在你们6点就可以坐第一班了。你们都是从石川来。
那我们还不迟了哦，我们说我5点钟我们都出来，提前1个小时出来，因为才出来赶得到，不人都赶不到。
然后你们来了这里之后是要靠抢这个摊位是吗？
对。
先到先得的。
对。
那所以你比如说像你不来，因为这是1周3次嘛，这10天3次，对不对？这是3、6日。
对，3、6、10，现在是3、6、10，原先是凡是逢星期六都来。好，现在3号、6号、10号，好，那已经 省了那半年了要来，哎，是半年了。
那如果你不来这里的时候，你平时在石船卖菜吗？
不是，我们都在其他的水晶卖菜。
有其他的是防空洞吗？
不是，其他家乐福啊、加州啊，还有个狮子坪啦，哎，反正是那些场，反正想接就接。
这个地方还挺好吗？
这个地方近一点，
是吗？还有更远的。
还有更多。
I've just made a turn and now I'm finding myself in the middle of a hot pot restaurant. Whose back kitchen I walked past earlier. And surprisingly, it doesn't really smell, well, too overwhelmingly like hot pot in here, especially considering that they're inside a tunnel. And it seems like here we have another restaurant, a bit more private looking. And just beyond that, a traditional tea house. Now I'm really connecting the dots. So I think there are 5 parallel tunnels in here, each with a separate entrance and exit, but they're all interconnected through these smaller perpendicular tunnels. Right, so it is actually quite a straightforward layout, but it's just that when you're navigating the underworld, it somehow feels a lot more disorienting than it really is. So actually, let me get out of here first. Now that I'm actually outside, I'm only starting to realize that we were not particularly underground in any way. We're very much on ground level, somehow. Although for those who are all the way up there, let me see if I can get it in frame, these residential buildings, we were very much underneath in a cave. So I guess that's Chongqing, where ground level is completely relative and the layers just keeps going. I've now come to an older residential neighborhood west of the city in the hopes of finding a community shelter. So these are like cooling spaces converted from former bomb shelters where locals would go escape the heat waves in the summer when the temperature could easily surpass 40 degrees. So back in the city center, a lot of these cooling shelters would be directly underneath commercial malls, whereas out here, they tend to be scattered across apartment blocks, which makes them a bit tricky to find. But because it really gets so unbearably hot in the summer, Chongqing is known as one of the 4 furnaces in China, the city would actually publish a list towards the end of June every year, detailing the different cooling shelters in each neighborhood. The only problem is that the addresses are generally not so specific. They tend to be just a neighborhood, since they're meant to serve the local community anyways. So I think I'll have to ask around a bit eventually. 我可以请教你一下吗？
啥子？
我听说这里有好多那种社区防空洞。
脚没得，只有那脚有。
哦，里面有什么呀？
里面都是休息的，也啥子都没得。
什么都没有。我听说有电视，不是吗？
电视啊，没得。
没有。真的。
都是喝点茶，我们热人家去，他只有热人家来开，他别说平常都没有开。
哦，那如果下雨，它会淹水吗？
没得，它不会淹水，干的。
它是在地下的。
都是在角，扒到马路边边。
好。
那个对子下去公路，再过去点儿，过去大概40-50公尺。往右手走，走个20-30公尺你都问。
好，到处问一下，谢谢你。是这边吗？往这边走，这里下去。
我能没去，我告诉你。
好。 我在网上看到，听说这里有一个纳凉点，所以我就想来看看。好嘞，谢谢。那这么弯我还真找不到。
杨三，上楼，你只敢跑啥子？跟我回家嘛。来嘛，我告诉你。
好，谢谢。
我们是重庆人，我是重庆人。
哦，你是重庆人。
我们是四川人。
哦，四川人。
那都是防空洞还没开的。
不可能吧？
还没开要。
真的。
要7月份再开。
这个是防空洞的门。
哎呦。
我以为是一个像隧道一样的。
那个都是防空洞还没开，要7月份去了。
哦，
往年6月几号都开了。
哦，不够热，反正就是不够热的意思。
哦，不够热。
哦，懂了。这里只有这一个防空洞是吗？
哎，只有那个当时防空洞哎。
只有这一个。
还没开。
还没开，有意思。我以为我要找一个像隧道一样的入口，没想到是一个门。
那个有个门的嘛。
那我自己
有人守的嘛。
我自己真的找不到。
啊。
这是往下走的吗？
哎。
是吗？往下的。
不得往下走。
不往下走。
平起那么一个个，那都还有道门，那都有道门。
这里面有多大呀？
很大耶。
很大的。
几条，别几个单。非常快一走真的。
有点没听懂。
还凉快。
很凉。
哎，还凉快。我们老年人说四川，说你们广东话说不成，说就听不懂。
你们的容易听懂一点。
哎。
是。
呀，一直往那边下去。呀，他们学生就是往那边上来。
我刚刚上来的时候好像看到你在下面，但我没有明白你在等孙子是不是？
哎。
哎。
那就我这么下去都是。直接赶到营那里。
嗯，那边是在打麻将吗？
哎，
那边在麻将房。
哦，都是麻将房。
这么可爱。
哎，人家一头往那公路里下去，公路就往那高去了。
哦，你们住在上面。
哦。
你们住在上面，就每天上上下下的好多楼梯哦。
哎。好，你慢去哈。
啊。
你慢去。
啊，谢谢你，谢谢你。
哎，我回去了。
好，谢谢。I've just made my way to Chongqing University, one of the more prestigious universities in southwestern China. I think it's graduation season now. I'm seeing a lot of students having their graduation photos taken under the one of the more iconic landmarks on campus, their clock tower. And just a few steps away, I need to make a turn here. Behind all the tennis courts lies yet another air raid shelter, which is actually the largest existing university air raid shelters in the entirety of China, spanning over 14,000 square meters. And ever since it was carved out by professors and university students themselves back in the year 1937, it has not only served as a refuge for the surrounding community over the years, but also a wartime classroom where lectures were delivered, experiments were conducted, and exams were held. And nowadays it's been transformed into a museum after some recent renovation, or as the university prefers to call it, a patriotic education site. It's incredibly spacious in here, with archival photographs and text panels detailing the history of the shelter, alongside replicated wartime slogans painted in between. And the tunnel itself looks like it could go on forever with all the twists and turns. Although, what we're actually seeing today is in fact only, I'd say, less than a quarter of the total area. So around 3,000 square meters is currently open to visitors, while the rest remain closed, which I guess should give us a sense of how extensive the whole network would have been back in the days. Between the years of 1939 and 1941, during the most intense periods of the Japanese bombings, the university was hit repeatedly, at least 6 times, as I've just learned from the map behind. Multiple buildings were destroyed, yet classes went on nonetheless. They've just been moved underground. with some changes in the schedule, I'd say. For example, classes would generally start later in the day to avoid the bombings, but would sometimes also go into the evening hours. And it seems like we have a restored classroom here. Quite a rudimentary setup with wooden chairs and a blackboard only. And I'm assuming that the lighting would also have been much dimmer back then, probably just a few oil lamps scattered around the room. I was just reading about an anecdote where apparently back in the year 1938, two different versions of the same university entrance exam, Gaokao, were prepared, just in case the siren would go off mid-exam. Because in that case, students would obviously have to evacuate immediately and only come back after it was all clear. And that's when the second version, a different version of the exam, would be distributed, just in case exam papers were lost during the chaos of the evacuation. Or better, answers were exchanged between students while they were waiting in the underground shelter. When I was doing my research online, I saw that a lot of students from the University of Chongqing were saying that they never realized there's an air raid shelter on campus, despite having walked past it every single day for 4 years. And I guess the same could be said about the 100 of other shelters scattered around the city, with entrances so unassuming that you'd easily miss them unless you're actively looking. And before coming here, I never really understood how this city just went so viral all over the internet. But now that I've been here for a few days, I'm really starting to sense how layered the city is, not just spatially, but also historically. And what's even more fascinating to me is how the vertical landscape here, which makes the city physically multidimensional, also seems to reveal a different layer of its history, with the underground shelters, for example, carrying its wartime legacy, while the skyscrapers overhead embody its modern character. So a last word of advice, if I may, if you ever get the chance to visit Chongqing, remember to not just look up at the skyscrapers, because the Chongqing that we see above ground only tell half of the story. And that's a wrap for today. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.